Contact cast, we start with the tan stuck in it, and then I'm going to put on the foot pad and ankle pad for some extra padding and secure it down with some tape. Next is another layer of a white protective sleeve that gives some extra padding as well to the cast. That rolls right on. I like to remove that extra layer to secure down any areas that might be bulky and make sure that there's no areas inside the cast that would cause any breakdown or could potentially cause any breakdown.
With this, the toe contact cast system, we roll it, it comes as a long sleeve, and we first roll it all the way up to get it in the right position to apply. And when I do it, I shake it and stretch it to make it easier to put over the foot. But we bring it up so there's just a couple inches that are not rolled, and those will be used to cover the toes. And it's tacky right now because I haven't dipped it in water yet, but I leave about that much out from the tip, and then I'll dip it in the water. And the water that we like to use is cool water. It'll still set up well, but it won't get as hot as it sets. So we just submerge it in the water, and then I gently squeeze it, not real tight, but gently squeeze it just to help get some of the excess water out of there. Now we have the patient prone, which I found to be an easier way to apply it. And again, I stretch it and I leave that little bit hanging out off the front of the foot. And just roll this around. The stripe is on there for a reason. The stripe always goes to the front and the back. And the purpose for that is that will let us know when it's removed, when the cast is cut off, you cut along the stripe, because there's extra padding placed in that area so that when we take the cast off, the patient won't be injured by the cast cutter. And with the patient prone, it's easier to get his foot at 90 degrees. Sometimes when the patient's sitting and their foot's hanging off the edge, they have a tendency to plantar flex some. This way it's a little bit easier to keep them in position. And it's critical to keep them at 90 degrees so that when the patient walks, there's not excess pressure on the forefoot area. And this cast sets up in a couple minutes, not where the patient can walk on it yet, but where it's set where he's going to hold a position. And then we still have the patient stay here for another 15 minutes to let it harden up completely. And after the 15 minutes, then the patient can put pressure on it. And you can hear it sizzle. You can hear the sound come off of it. It sizzles a little bit when it's hardening. And you can also feel that it does get warmer. If you start out with the water being too warm when you dip the cast, then the cast overall will get warmer before it sets. So that's why we start out with cool water, because we don't want to burn the patient. And this particular system is made where the cast is perforated so that the heat will come off rather than the heat being kept inside where it potentially might burn the patient. And if you move close, you can see if you can hear the sizzle. That's the sound that comes off.